Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
I'm Gaynor.
Office Bloke Aidan.
Here we are, all three of us together. A bit of a UK versus US Haribo food wars. Haribo is one of my go-to...
It's the most popular sweet company, isn't it, really?
I think
You
so
like
over
them
here.
as well, don't you?
Yeah.
I like Haribos.
Not a fan.
There's just so many Haribos now, it's hard to keep up with them all.
I tend to just go with the... I stick to the... I don't know what they're called. I never know what they're called, but it's the fizzy ones. The sour. What they called?
Tangastics.
Tangastics, yeah. I stick with them.
My favourite's probably the Twin Snakes, if that's even Haribo, I think it is.
Yeah, but I stick Tangastics. That's me done. But let's see what the US versus UK Haribo food wars have. See what they've got in the USA.
Yeah, alphabet
We
letters,
wanted to
never
find
heard
all
of
the
them.
differences between Haribo in the US and the UK. This is Food Wars. Let's compare the sizes of Haribo's famous gold bears. In the UK, they come in these sizes.
Yeah, I like gold
These
bears.
remind me of Christmas. My family usually gets one of these and we get through it pretty much all in Christmas morning before our dinner.
And in the US, our Haribo Gold Bears come in way more sizes. I couldn't get all of them today. Here's the ones I did get.
What about the largest packs of gold bears? Well, in the UK, we were able to find this 3-kilogram bag of gold bears.
What?
This thing is an absolute beast.
Yeah,
Just
no,
look how
from
many
Costco,
gold bears you get in
Say
there.
that must
But
be
wait,
Costco
there's
or
more.
somewhere.
You also get these big bags. Down here we have a 28.8 ounce bag, so specific. 2-pound bag, that was less intriguing, but it's got what it counts. 3-pound bag. Yes! In the US we have this, the 5-pound bag, which is actually 24% smaller than the UK's largest.
One thing I wanted to find
Oh,
out
yeah.
is how many of each flavour you're getting in a bag of gold bears. I've got a 160-gram bag here. Let's find out. Okay, yeah. So pretty generous when it comes to the raspberry and the apple flavour. Not so generous when it comes to strawberry. Skimping on the strawberry, guys, which is annoying because one of the best flavours.
Gold bears in the UK and US are a little different. Apart from the fact that the US ones are more colorful thanks to artificial food dye, they also have different flavors. All right, I got my European gold bears right here. Let's see what we got. In front of me are gold bears separated by color, this being the US and this being the European UK version.
There's
In the
more
US, the
glazy,
flavors
aren't
are
They put the artificial colour in it.
Yeah, but theirs looks more like see-through than ours. If you look at them.
The only one that looks better for them is the green one.
Yeah, don't know. The red and the yellow ones look alright as well. But they've
The,
got
the
extra
rest
colour
look
in.
pretty similar.
They've got the bigger colour in, haven't they?
Yeah.
green is strawberry, red is raspberry,
Green is
translucent,
strawberry.
pineapple, yellow, lemon, and orange. Get this, orange.
I'm sorry, I'm just learning this now. Green being strawberry flavour makes no sense.
Yeah.
What are you doing there?
Yeah,
Red
that's
is strawberry,
weird.
or maybe pink is strawberry. Green? No, come on. In the UK, the green ones are, of course, apple flavoured, as it should be.
Visually, they're obviously different. Let's give them a try. I mean, I don't know, like, I feel like
The only,
Yeah,
the only
gold
other
bear
flavour you
tastes
could
like
get for
that.
green is maybe watermelon.
I actually don't know what my favourite one is.
Lime.
Often I'm just eating them in like handfuls and not really paying attention to the colour.
Same.
Strawberry's good. Give us more strawberry. 6 in a bag? Come on, man. They actually do taste of the thing they're supposed to taste of, which is actually harder to do sometimes than we give them credit for.
I feel like the American ones, they're a lot hard, the gummy's a lot harder, and the taste is more artificial.
The size of the gold bears doesn't seem to change, but if you do fancy a bigger one, you can soak it in water overnight. Here's one I made earlier. Oh, it feels really
I've done
gross.
this before.
I mean, yeah, it kind of works.
But before TikTok declares this the
Soggy.
infinite gummy bear glitch,
It must be
No.
soggy.
all that
No.
happened was osmosis. See, gelatin does not dissolve in water. So what it did is trap all the water inside its many strands, thus expanding the size of the bear.
Ugh, it feels weird. Oh no. Oh no.
Water, ain't yeah. Flavours.
Don't like that at all. They have zero chewiness anymore. That just kind of like crumbles.
Jelly.
Oh, no. Unpleasant. Here are all the Haribo products from the UK that you won't find in
Look
the
at how
US.
many there is. It
Here's
does not
a
need to
lot
be
of the
that much.
Haribos you can find in the US, you can't find in the UK.
We're starting off with a banger here, and something that I'm shocked is not
you go.
available in the US, which is Haribo Tangastics.
They're
I
the
would say
best.
that alongside Star Mix, these are probably the most popular Haribo in the UK. These were introduced in 1997, and they're kind of like a sour candy alternative to Star Mix. Typically with Tangastics, you're getting 4 shapes. You have these sour cherries, these sour cola bottles.
Cherries are the
You have these
best.
like crocodile animal things with the white sugar candy underneath, and then you have dummies, or as I think Americans call them, pacifiers.
Pacifier.
These are fantastic. I think the cherries generally are my favorites. You guys are really missing out. In
Was it
terms of like
Malam's Haribo?
sour candy in the UK, these are probably the number one. Next up, we have Jelly Babies. Jelly Babies are another classic UK sweet, although I would say that
I don't
Bassett's
mind them.
probably has the main share of the market.
See, here's the thing about jelly babies. I don't mind Haribo jelly babies. I don't like Bassett's jelly babies.
Really?
Very different.
Yeah, I quite like jelly babies, to be honest.
Have you ever had Bassett's jelly babies?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, they're not very good. They're
like jelly, aren't
they're
they?
an acquired taste.
They're a lot more jelly baby than them jelly babies.
They're
right there.
sweets.
Yeah.
Okay, they actually have a surprisingly dark origin story. Instead of jelly babies, these used to be called unclaimed babies. And someone thought it would be a good idea to name a sweet after those, and people found it funny. They have these slightly haunting faces kind of imprinted onto them.
Look, in the US, we don't have Tangastics or abandoned jelly babies, but we do have
Abandoned.
sour gold bears. Fun fact about me, you ready for Joe's fun facts?
I'd love to try them, you know.
Yeah,
I hate
same.
sour flavored anything. I don't get the appeal why people want sour candy. It's gross. Why do I want
love
to
it.
eat something that makes my mouth taste like I just threw up? I don't think all sour candy is gross. And I haven't had these before, but watch me not like them. No thanks. This summer, Haribo released red, white, and blue gold bears. Let's get a look at that, which are raspberry, pineapple, and berry flavored. You know this is American because it uses the colors red, white, and blue from our flag,
You're racist
unlike
over
the
here.
colors of the UK flag. And we also got these Happy Cola Booyah. Yeah, cola flavored.
Yeah.
They're classic, aren't they, really?
It does smell like cola. Could have more of a cola flavor, but yeah, I do like these. We also have Happy Cherries, which I could not get today.
Next up, we have Super Mix. It's another classic from the UK. I think these have been around since 1996. They're in like a similar ballpark to Star Mix in that they're not
They've
sour,
got, like, jelly
and they
babies
mostly
and all that
focus
in
on the
them,
kind of
don't
like
they?
chewy, soft textures. One notable Super Mix item not found in Star Mix are the milk bottles. Milk bottles are like a classic British sweet. They vary slightly, like some of them are a bit more like powdery, whereas this one is more of a chewy, gummy texture. To put it in an American perspective,
Real milk bottles with white chocolate.
I don't like milk bottles.
I don't mind them milk bottles.
No, when I was a kid,
White chocolate.
they were white little jellies.
See, I had the white chocolate milk bottles.
They were just white chocolates.
What's chocolate made out of?
Chocolate.
Made out of milk as well. You had
Yeah.
milk and chocolate.
But the milk bottles,
It was white chocolate milk.
no, they were jellies.
maybe think of like a milk dud, kind of similar to that. Here we have Haribo Giant Straws.
Oh, I love them.
Personally, love a giant straw. These are specified as giant because they're these kind of like long and flat ones, whereas you can get straws, I think, from other manufacturers, which tend to be smaller and more like a domed, three-dimensional sweet. Compared to like a Star Mix, they have a much like chewier texture to them. That's actually because these aren't made with gelatin. These ones are made with a starch instead to help thicken them, which does make them vegetarian as well. Next up, we have Haribo Pontefract cakes. The name doesn't give much away, but
Get
the packaging
out.
might do. These are licorice sweets, which are manufactured by Haribo. Pontefract is a village in West Yorkshire.
Hang on.
I've never heard of them.
You've never heard of Pontefract cakes?
I've heard of Pontefract cakes. Yeah, I didn't know
Not
it
from
was licorice, though.
Haribo.
But when they were licorice, there was always licorice.
Were they?
Yeah.
I've just heard of it. I've never seen one.
You never really tried them.
I've been to Pontefract. I've been to the horse racing track there. But I've never been to. I've never had a Pontefract cake. No,
They used to have them on the sweet stall in the indoor market.
no, never had them.
Which is famous for its licorice production. Pontefract cakes, I think, used to be made by a company called Dunhills, which Haribo acquired
Yeah.
several years ago. So now they are
Cigarette company.
Haribo Pontefract cakes. I do not like licorice, so I'm probably
No,
not going to
it's
try these,
grim, mate.
unfortunately. I would say licorice is like an acquired taste, and it's one
like
which,
licorice.
sadly, I have not acquired. One thing I wasn't really aware of, but that apparently exists, are these Haribo marshmallows, or chamallows, as they're called. I guess when you have, a
Never
load of
seen
sugar
that.
and
I've never seen
gelatin
that.
in your factory, it makes sense to also produce marshmallows. Things I like about this, on the back it says caution hot when barbecued. Caution hot when hot. Here we have Haribo wine gums. Another one that I wasn't sure Haribo manufactured, but apparently they do. Wine gums were some of the earliest gummy sweets introduced to the UK.
That's a
I would say the
Roundtree's
company that's
thing.
more known for manufacturing these is Maynard's rather than Haribo.
Maynard's,
But again,
classics.
Haribo
Is
wants
it
to
that
get in
one?
on the
Yeah,
action.
that's it.
Here are exclusive shapes and flavors. For gummy mixes, we have Unicornalicious, which is apple, blue raspberry, a berry punch, banana. And for the first time,
Realistically, like, what's the difference between them and gummy bears rather than just the shape?
Correct.
Nothing, they're just
I was just going to say
shaped
that.
differently.
It's someone who sort of like thought we've got all these different shapes, just let's make them into different packaging and call them different things. Because what you might find is a 7-year or 8-year-old girl might not want gummy bears, which she want
Unicorns.
Unicalicious.
It's weird, isn't it?
Marketing, isn't it? At the end of the day.
cotton candy and tangerine. For those of you who
Ooh.
love
There's
fun
some weird flavours
and
right there.
fantastic mixes, we have the Funtastic Mix. All right, the worms have shown up finally, rainbow worms.
Yeah.
lemon, strawberry, and black currant, which is not a very popular flavor here in the US, very popular in the UK. We usually go grape. The black currant, good for them. I mean, worms, you know what these look like. I'm starting to get a headache. Dinosaurs, right? Strawberry, mango,
shades.
banana, melon, and black currant. Yo, black currant moving in on the US. Frogs. Ooh, peach flavor,
animals,
which is
isn't
kind of a weird choice for frogs.
Peach flavored.
Let me ask you guys a question. If you had to do a
love
frog-shaped
peaches,
candy,
Haribos.
what flavor would you make it?
Apple.
Yes, that's good. Sour apple, that's good. What do you think?
I thought you hate sour.
I have no proof of this, but I think a lot of
Pineapple.
working for a company like this is being like,
Cherry all day.
we need a new
It's gotta be
shape
cherry.
and we need some fun flavors. And it's just like a whole like whiteboard, top to bottom, every
Broccoli.
shape they can make and like every flavor they can make, and they're just like, frogs, peach, go. Here's the thing, I do like peach flavored stuff, so I think those are very good, but I would never have gone, if I saw that in the store, been like, oh yeah, frogs, peach. Alphabet letters. We have the Smurfs for everyone over the age of 47, which come in flavors of strawberry and raspberry. These came out in the US in 2013 for the Smurfs 2 movie. I for real did not know there was any Smurf movies until right now. Are they any good? Harry, have you seen them?
While I also unfortunately have not seen the Smurfs movies, the Smurfs being available in the US gives me a chance to talk about something that Brits love, which is European Haribo. For me, there are a few greater pleasures than going to a random European country on holiday, walking down the snack aisle, and picking out a few random things that you would not usually find at home.
Usually
Some
the
other good
apple.
European examples for me include the French having Orangina Haribo, as well as Dragibu, and the Germans have Haribo Peaches or Pfirsche.
Yes.
And
Peaches.
rainbow mini frogs. Regular size frogs are only peach, but apparently in mini form, strawberry, lemon, orange, and raspberry.
We actually have a fair few vegetarian options. Here we have these Troppy slices. These are tropical flavored gummies. We have blood orange, pineapple, and watermelon. Similarly to these straws, they are made with a starch rather than a gelatin, so they are vegetarian and again have that quite dense, chewy texture. Another vegetarian option are these sour sparks. They come in these lightning bolt shapes, and each one has two flavors in the same gummy. You have a raspberry and pineapple. There is also
Coca-Cola
an
one's
apple
too
and
much.
cherry,
I've had them
and a
before.
cola and lemon. Those flavors broadly seem to go together. We even have a vegan option. These
I got a pack of them sour sparks, and I want to say there was like, let's say there was 20 of them in a pack, 18 or 19 of them with the cola and lemon ones, and that's the
Really?
worst flavor, really,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I didn't know they were vegan.
are the
Vegetarian.
rainbow strips, the Zing version. It seems like what makes these vegan versus vegetarian is that they do not have beeswax in them, whereas a vegetarian one like this does. One product that I really wanted to get, but unfortunately the delivery did not come through, were awesome axolotls. These are a new addition to the Haribo lineup, and apparently they are gummy sweets with foam bases, and they come in strawberry, blackcurrant, pineapple, apple, and raspberry flavors. It's a response to a social media trend about axolotls. They're very popular online. Apparently videos of axolotls generated 3 billion views in 2023. I actually really wanted one as a pet. I thought they're very cute. They look like the Pokemon Mudkip,
Cute.
which is always
I've heard
great.
of them.
So yeah, we'll keep an eye out for those in the store. Next up, we have Haribo Soda Twists. These are basically just bigger versions of the
think
Coke
I've had all
bottles.
of these.
The twist aspect comes from the fact that each of them have two flavors in them, and they're also part of the Zing range, which I think again means you have that kind of
Zing.
No, do you know where the twist comes from? There used to be them little bottles, weren't they?
Yeah.
And they used to have a twist on the top, and it just made a little hole, and you drank out of the
Drank
little
it,
hole on
yeah.
the top. That's where the twist comes from, I think.
They're
don't
quite
know,
nice then.
I
They're
don't
more
think
like,
it's to do with
they
two boxes.
taste more like bubblegum type
Yeah.
flavours.
I think that's what it is. It's, I think because them it looks like the bottles that are on the front of the
Yeah.
packet.
citric acid granulated sugar on the outside.
I said it before and I'll say it again. I do not like sour flavored candies. Not a fan of any of this. I don't understand why this is a thing. I think it's gross. But if you are, we have sour streamers. Oh,
They're gonna be good. Yeah.
Yeah, they look good them.
sour cherry, sour
Sour
blue
cherry,
raspberry,
perfect
sour
flavours there.
orange, sour apple, sour
Right.
spaghetti. I don't know why they just do S apostrophe getty. Why not sour spaghetti? Sour spaghetti. For all the Italians
Yeah.
who want candy for them. Tasted like puka. Oh, this is so sour. Why
Sour
subject
the
yourself to this?
I think
Sour
so.
Smurfs? No. And what is this? Oh, what's physical here? Maybe this is more up my alley. Sour and tangy. Ugh. I'm surprised the Fizzy-Colas aren't an option in the UK. You guys
are.
I'm
call
surprised.
things fizzy. We don't.
They are.
They
So
used
right
to
off the
be.
bat,
Maybe not Haribo.
They're not anymore. You only get the fizzy colas in the
Tangastics,
Tangastics.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
you
don't.
don't
You
get
can't
your
get
kind on their
a
own?
pack of fizzy cola.
Oh, I think you can.
No, it's just the normal, just normal cola bottles, isn't it?
Oh, they finished them off now. The
I think they don't have the fizzy. Yeah, they
discontinued.
they discontinue them, so it's like more of a treat in the Tangastics.
Ah, maybe that's what it is. Buy more Tangastics.
It's like, fizzy's your word, not ours.
Then we have a bunch more random options that I found. We'll start with these. These are the Haribo Balastics. Most Brits will know these as strawberry pencils, but Haribo has their own version called Balastics. Basically, the outside is almost like a strawberry licorice, and then on the inside you have a slightly softer, almost creamy kind of like sugary filling. We also have Balastics Zing, and then the final Bala option, Bala Bites. I was also able to find just a bag of fried eggs. I don't think I've ever seen these before until today, but here we are.
Why would they not all be yellow?
Whereas the standard ones that you get in Star Mix, you have like a lemon jelly on top. These ones also have a raspberry and apple flavor. The theme continues of Haribo just like getting in on everyone's business. Haribo apparently make jelly beans as well. Here we have Haribo Funtasia. These kind of just seem like another version of Star Mix, to be honest. I get it to a degree, just like repurposing the same ingredients, but this seems unimaginative. Next, we have Strawberry Softies. The Strawberry Softies have such a distinct flavor and texture. It's quite hard to describe if you've never tried one, because they're actually like quite solid. Like you squish them and there's quite a lot of resistance there, but then when you start eating them, your saliva hits it, they kind of dissolve. For this video, I was tasked with sourcing a box of Happy, which apparently includes cupcake stars, hearts, and present-shaped sweets. What I ended up getting slightly by mistake is a Happy box, which I think is actually a French import, just because we have the French Haribo slogan on the side there. Haribo, c'est beau la vie, pour le grand et le petit. We don't have alphabet letters, but what we do have are spelly jellies. One limited edition product that I found was Football Frenzy Haribo. I guess limited edition because maybe they're released around like international football tournament times. But yeah.
It's just such a marketing technique, isn't it? Because like, if you like football, you're probably more likely to buy them than the other ones.
No, but who did the sports mix? Was that Haribo? Haribo sports
mix? No,
mix?
Is that not Bassett's?
I don't know. One of them did the sports mix where they like shapes of
I know,
tennis rackets
and footballs
and stuff like that.
I think that's the other one in that white packet. It's definitely not Haribo.
Looks like one of them packets, though, doesn't it? Very similar packaging.
I think it is like sort of different brand.
Yeah, they are Haribo gummy candies in vaguely football-themed shapes. Because we're filming our portion of this in late October, we currently have both Halloween and Christmas seasonal items available. Here we have Haribo Sour Skeletons. And then currently in the UK, we also have 2 Christmas Haribo options. Here we have Haribo Elf Surprises and Merry Mix. The surprise for the elves is that some of these are sweet and some are sour. And then this one is just a merry mix of shapes and flavors. Apparently these ones include a candy floss flavor and a marshmallow flavor. Little snowman, he's pretty cute. Smells like a milk bottle. I'm gonna taste that one too. I think these, instead of like, these are jelly babies, but I think they're supposed to be gingerbread men. They've got little like belly button things. I was trying to find a candy floss flavor, which apparently is in here, but now I'm increasingly realizing like candy floss is just sugar, and all of these are sugar, so I guess you can call anything candy floss.
The exact opposite of sour, sugar-coated. We got watermelons, berry clouds. These feature the triple layer foam gummy. Wow, really soft. I like the texture of those. I think I like a little more snap, a little more bite to my gummy candy, so a little softer than I like, but I get it. We got the Haribo berries, which actually look like actual berries. I think that's fun.
Them.
Now, is this a good way to trick your kids into eating fruits? You get them eating these first, and then one day you're like, hey, they changed the formula. Now they're like squishier. Fruit salad, cherry, peach, orange, grapefruit, lemon, and passion fruit. Sugar-dusted gummies. There's also a ginger lemon option, which we cannot get today.
What?
A type of sweet that Brits might not even know is a Haribo product are Mawams. Fun word to say.
I didn't know that.
No, me neither.
These are really popular in the UK. Mawam was actually bought by Haribo back in 1986. These do exist in America, we're just not quite sure if they're the same over there as they are here. The thing with Mawam is that it's kind of one type of candy that comes in a range of shapes. We have Mawam stripes, we have Mawam joysticks, we have Mawam pinballs, and you can get Mawam mix. The Mawam mix combines the stripes, the joysticks, and also the, I guess, original Mawams, which are the individually wrapped rectangular ones.
The massive,
I'm going to open up one of the Mawam
There's
stripes
like 5
and
individual
show you
ones
guys
in
what
that.
it's like, just in case it is different in the US. Kind of in...
Always takes me about 20 minutes to
So
get the
in
wrapper off
that
these.
blocks one, it's not just one big sweet. There's like 5 individual sweets
Oh,
in that
there
block
is.
sweet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
bunch of them in there. But what you've
that looks
got,
a bit like a refresher.
they are,
Yeah, they are kind of like
but
that.
with what it takes with that, they're like thinner than refreshers. But what you've got,
I
is
hate how
you always
much
get when you take the wrapping off, you always get that one bit that sticks
On the
you can't
back,
get it
yeah,
off.
you have to try and pick it off.
Yeah, you have to try and like,
you end up with just wrappers everywhere.
Yeah, you do. You're right.
In terms of texture and stuff, quite similar to like
Stretchy.
taffy in America, because it's really quite rigid.
We also have Mawam in the US, but it's not nearly as popular. We were not able to get any today. But looking online, we do have options of getting the stripes, the blocks with 2 X's, the Mao Mix, crotchers, cratchers, crackers, and pinballs. In the US, we also have an assortment of kosher products, including the Happy Cherries, Quaxi Frogs, grapefruit, sour worms, and
Sour
Tagada.
worms.
I have no clue what any of that stuff is. Anyway, we got them somewhere.
In the UK, 100 grams of Gold Bears contains the following: 343 calories, less than 0.5 grams of fat, of which 0.1 grams are saturated, 77 grams of carbs, of which 46 grams are sugars, 6.9 grams of protein, and 28 milligrams of sodium. I guess I shouldn't be surprised by the sugar. I'm a little bit surprised by the calories. I did not think there was that many calories in a Gold Bear. In the UK, the recommended individual portion size is actually just 25 grams. That's lower than the 30 gram recommended portion size in America. If you just ate 25 grams of Gold Bears, which is technically one portion, that would be 13% of your daily recommended sugar intake.
In the US, a regular bag of Gold Bears per 100 grams has 330 calories, 0 grams of fat, 0.33 grams of saturated fat, 76.59 grams of carbohydrates, 46.62 grams of sugar, 6.66 grams of protein, and
Get the protein from them Gold Bears,
16.65 milligrams of sodium. A 30-gram portion of Gold Bears will provide you with 14 grams of sugar, which is 28% of your daily intake. So there isn't much difference in nutrition between US and UK Haribo. But the US's bigger portion size technically makes them a more unhealthy option in the US.
And here are the Haribo Gold Bears ingredients in the UK. Just to pick out a few of the more confusing ingredients there, spirulina is actually a type of seaweed. Spirulina emerged as kind of the new blue food colouring after we stopped using blue 1 back in the UK quite a few years ago. Bilberries are technically from the same family as blueberries but have a slightly darker flesh. Aronia is also known as chokeberry. The name sounds scary, but they are perfectly harmless, and the name choke comes from the fact that they have quite an astringent flavour which really makes your mouth kind of pucker when you eat them.
Here's everything in Haribo Gold Bears in the US. Our Haribo Gold Bears have artificial food coloring such as yellow number 5, which is E103, red 40, which is E129, and blue and number 1.
In the UK, our Gold Bears contain no artificial colours or flavours. Artificial colours like red 40, yellow 5, yellow 6 and blue 1 are restricted in the UK since studies have linked them to hyperactivity in children.
Healthline reported that in the last 50 years, consumption of
more of
artificial food dyes have gone up by a whopping 500%. And the biggest consumers are children.
I want to see if the colours make a difference. Let's get a side-by-side of the colours in each country.
This row in front, US Gold Bears. This row behind are the UK Gold Bears.
The first artificial food colourings were actually created as far back as 1856. Back then they were made from coal tar, and today they're still made from petroleum. Can we make one without fossil fuels in it, maybe, please?
Haribos in the US commonly contain carnauba wax. It's a vegetable wax from the carnauba palm of Brazil.
Haribo ran into some trouble back in 2017. A German documentary aired which accused the company of purchasing carnauba wax that had been produced under conditions akin to modern slavery.
Haribo launched an investigation and later said it found no evidence supporting these claims, but it has since switched suppliers, started using beeswax, and helped found an organization to source carnauba responsibly.
One other thing to note is that most UK Haribos are gluten, milk, and nut-free. The exception there are the Pontefract cakes, which have gluten in them. Much of the
milk
gelatin
balls?
used in Haribos in the UK comes from pork. To that end, they offer kosher and halal products, which are either made with beef or fish gelatin. As we mentioned before, instead of gelatin, some of the vegetarian products are thickened with starch.
In the US, however, Haribo uses wheat and dairy in some products, so everything in the US might contain traces of those. The US does offer vegetarian options like the sour streamers, zing sour sketty, and kosher Haribos. Both the UK and US import Haribos from other countries from time to time to meet demand, so the company suggests checking the back of the packets. Let's check it right now. Look at that. Rosemont, Illinois. But these says they were made in Spain, and these were made in Brazil. This is globe-trouting. For a brief moment back in 2016, Haribo's sugar-free Gold Bears contained the sweetener lecithin. The gummy bears were lower in calories, but gave many consumers stomach issues that included intense cramping and in some cases, severe diarrhea. Some Amazon reviews described their experience as gastrointestinal Armageddon, a torrential flood of toxic waste, and power washing your intestines. Ooh.
At most UK supermarkets, this 175-gram bag of Gold Bears will cost you £1.25. That's a cost of 71.4 pence per 100 grams.
In the US, we do not have a 175-gram portion size. We do have an 8-ounce or 226.8-gram bag. It costs $2.08. So, per 100 grams, it costs 91 cents. I'll round it up to 92 cents, so that's around 71p. So it looks like it's the same cost in each country. Nice.
The name Haribo is actually a portmanteau of Hans, Riegel and Bonn. Hans Riegel is the founder of the company, and he was born in 1893 in Bonn, Germany. Cut to World War II, and Haribo, as well as the rest of Germany, ran into a few issues. Hans Riegel actually passed away in 1945, and his 2 sons were taken as prisoners of war by the Allied forces. When the sons were released, they rebuilt the company quickly and successfully. Within just 5 years, Haribo had over 1,000 workers. Haribo came back to the UK in 1972 when it brought the confectionery company Dunhills, the original manufacturers of Pontefract cakes.
Haribo eventually made its way to the US in 1982 and had stiff competition from the likes of Jelly Belly, that was then known as the Herman Golitz Candy Company, which had started making gummy bears in the US around 1991, and Trolli with its gummy worms.
In terms of worldwide popularity, in 2024, Haribo ranked 8th among the top 100 global candy companies. In June 2024, Haribo announced plans to invest €300 million in a new factory in Germany to meet global demand.
Over the years, Haribo has secured its status as one of the leading gummy manufacturers in the world. It produces 160 million gold bears every single day.
Clearly, Haribo is still growing. As its website proudly states, they are the #1 in fruit gummies worldwide. I think when it comes to Haribo, my personal favourites are just kind of the classics. I think Tangastics is probably my #1, followed up by maybe a gummy bear or a Star Mix. I do think the Haribo brand is really strong here in the UK. It's a lot of people's first choice when it comes to kind of gummy candies, especially seeing as Pick and Mix I feel like has been on the decline for a few years.
I could eat gummy
I forgot about
nonstop.
that.
I could eat a truckload. I could just not stop eating gummy. But now I have a splitting headache because of all the sugar. So I do like all gummy flavored things, but for me, I gotta stay away from it because I can't stop. My teeth are killing me right now from this episode. Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Food Wars. Just a reminder, we have one here on the Food Insider channel, or Insider Food, I forget.
So when was the last time you've seen a pick and mix? I forgot about them. That used to be my favourite thing ever.
So they
Where
have
you
them at
go, where you go and pick your
Alton
own, when you go and pick your own sweets, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen one. I got one. I took Garlo to one not long ago, and Delilah. So it's can't be that long ago.
No.
Can't remember where it was though.
Like,
now.
but they used to be
Just
like
said
every
Alton
like,
Towers.
Alton Towers. Yeah. But I've seen one.
I can imagine being at Alton Towers, to be fair. But I used to see them like every 5 minutes in a shopping centre.
Yeah.
You don't see them anymore.
I did see one recently, really. Just can't think where. But it's pick and mix is like I guess it's all the germs that go with it because kids just stick the greasy hands in, don't they, and all that sort of thing, and then pick their ass and put them back in again.
Well, if you
know what I
notice
mean?
now, what they do is they have you pull
Yeah,
the
you
handle
can't-
down
yeah,
and it.
yeah.
put
That's
your
a lot
cup
better,
under.
isn't it?
Yeah.
We got Arlo like a massive bucket, and they went, that's like $4.99, and I went, what for the whole bucket? She went, yeah, you fill it to the top, and I was like, I said it's a great value. I said, but I'm not like a big sand bucket you take to the beach. I'm like, I'm not filling that to the top for him. So I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll fill it to the top, and then Grandad's going to take your tax out of it, and then I'll give you the rest. He had about 8 sweets left. He went, how much tax do you take?
We actually brought it home for him, if you remember.
Yeah, there's loads left, remember? Yeah.
No.
But it's Haribo's the go-to sweet over here now, I think. I mean, I must admit, I do eat a lot of Roundtrees
I don't know,
and
like
Bassett's.
Roundtree's fruit pastels is definitely
I
up
eat
there.
Roundtree's fruit gums, and I have the fruit pastels. I have Bassett's wine gums. I have Roundtree's jelly tots.
If you have
which I
bad
quite like.
teeth.
Fruit gums.
Yeah, I just eat too many sweets. I love sweets, so I like to have sweets.
Yeah, I like sweets.
Gives me that little bit of a sugar rush.
I'm not
you
a
know.
sweet fan, but if I had to have sweets, I would have the fruit salads, blackjacks.
Yeah, the old.
I'll tell you what my
Chews.
most bought sweet is.
Lost.
I think I had them. I don't know where they've gone anymore.
Tic Tacs.
Oh,
yeah,
Tic
Tic
Tacs.
Tacs.
I heard them before, rattling around.
Yeah, I don't know where they've gone.
Yeah, but Tic
That's
Tacs, yeah,
brilliant.
it's but I'm Tangastic. If I go anywhere, it's a bag of Tangastics.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah,
when I go on the bus to the football and stuff.
Like if I go to the shop to get a drink, I'll get like whatever Tic Tacs are there as well.
Yeah, but I always on the bus to the football, box of beer, bag of Tangastics. That's me done for the day.
Nice.
Brilliant though, right? Good information. I actually knew it was German, and it was an anagram of his name because I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Hans Riegel, and I didn't know the BO was Bonn, but I knew it was sort of like a combination of his initials. Or
I
whatever it
knew
was.
that. Yeah,
Anagram.
I heard
Yeah,
of his
yeah,
name.
not an anagram, but I had to push together words.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. Haribo seems to have the global market, I think. now.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, yeah.
Sign it up, aren't they?
They're everywhere.
Enjoyed that though. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.